Hello everyone. Today I come to you with a classic source of styling inspiration I use when all else fails, recreating Pinterest outfits with the clothes I already have. But this week we're specifically adding the twist that every outfit has to be 100% secondhand. About 80% of my wardrobe is secondhand anyway, but that does often end up meaning that 20% that's new ends up somewhere in my outfit, be it shoes, jewelry, wherever. So I'm interested to see how difficult this actually is. My rules for myself are everything has to be secondhand, but it doesn't specifically have to be thrifted. It can be a hand-me-down, it can be from a consignment shop, it can be gifted, as long as it was already used when I got it. And I am allowing myself to use things I made myself if I made them out of secondhand materials. Anything new, whether bought, gifted, or made by me from materials I bought new, is off limits. All right, with our challenge in place, let's get started. The first outfit I want to recreate is actually two different nearly identical outfits. I feel like one of these was probably inspired by the other one, right? And I too am now taking inspiration for my own recreation. I love the light flowy white base with fun shape and texture. I love the strong pop of red in the bag. And I love the leather boots as sort of a tough juxtaposition against all the soft light fabrics. For my outfit, I don't actually have anything short and white, but I do have a long white flowy skirt with a similar drape and texture. So I'm going to try that, and then on top, a poofy little white blouse. Obviously, a different length, but a similar visual effect overall. Then for shoes, I'm gonna go with my black leather boots. And then of course, for the strong pop of red bag, I don't have a solid red bag, but I do have my horse bag, in which red is a prominent color. So I think it works quite similarly and quite well. We've also got some stacked jewelry in this inspo outfit. I think that adds a lot to the outfit, and a lot of my jewelry is not secondhand, so we'll have to see what we can pull together, but I think I can do it. And here is the finished look. I love this. I feel incredibly cool. I think this was totally successful, even entirely secondhand. Really, the only new thing I would have used is maybe some of my other jewelry, but clearly this is working with the jewelry I have. Jewelry is also pretty easy to thrift, and I think this looks great. Very recreatable, very successful. And for your reference, everything here is just from generic thrift stores, except for some of the jewelry which used to belong to my grandma. Hi, editor's note. I just realized while editing that top was not thrifted. It was a Christmas gift 6 years ago. I literally have other poofy white blouses I could have used that were thrifted. I don't know why I used this one. My bad, y'all. Pretend the outfit had this one instead. For this next look, we're going to be recreating the outfit with pieces from ThredUp, who are a great resource for online secondhand shopping and also the sponsor of today's video. One of the biggest reasons I shop primarily secondhand is just that I think it is the most sustainable and affordable way to get quality clothing. And that value is extra relevant here because today we have some high-end items from ThredUp. Fancy. Firstly, the most exciting one, this Stowed dress. Can I tell you a little story? We have a brick and mortar Stowed here in DC, and recently I decided to go take a peek inside just to see what it was all about. Check out the luxury goods, the iconic beaded bags in person. And just for fun, I tried on this dress that was so gorgeous. The cut, the weight, the shape, all of it was just perfect. And then I took it off and was like, well, goodbye dress. Maybe someday if I have hundreds of dollars to spare. So imagine my delight when I found what I believe is the same dress in a different colorway on ThredUp for under $100. The estimated retail price is $375, but the ThredUp price was $96.74. I've also been wanting more color in my bags. So the Marc by Marc Jacobs Classic Q Hillier Hobo bag in this warm olive green leather is so perfect. I've already been wearing this, and the estimated retail price is $294, but ThredUp had it for $67.74. Finally, I had to top off the look with some shoes, and I love the look of these brown GH Bass Weegens shoes. Real leather, premium quality, and the estimated retail price is $204, but I got them for $48.09. If you're looking for luxury, high-end, or premium quality brands or pieces for a lower cost and more sustainable sourcing, ThredUp has a huge selection. It is a great place to shop for hundreds of brands for a fraction of the price, all in one place. So if you want to check it out, you can click the link below and use my code BEEP50 to shop my ThredUp faves and receive 50% off your first order plus free shipping. Okay, so the outfit we're recreating here is this one. And what I really love about this look is that it is just so simple, yet so impactful. And I think it's literally just because it's made up of only 3 pieces, bag, dress, and shoes, but they're all different colors. So I'm just using my dress, bag, and shoes in 3 different colors to try to do the same thing. And you know, I realize it's a very different style. This is much more my style, but I really think it's working to a similar effect. I usually have a lot more going on in my outfits, but I think the simplicity but intentionality of these 3 pieces really works. I do also have to disclose, for the sake of integrity in this video, these socks are not thrifted because none of my socks are thrifted, because in my experience, you cannot thrift socks. I hope that's okay with everyone. Otherwise, everything's secondhand, and I would call this another success. Okay, our next outfit is also only a couple pieces, but each of them is quite bold and fun. I love that this looks really easy to wear, but still has so much personality to it. So for my outfit, I'm gonna use some striped pants that I sewed myself from a thrifted bedsheet. And then on top, a shirt that was a hand-me-down from my boyfriend that I then upcycled with embroidery in my recent DIY video. All right, here's our base. Already a pretty fun combo. And then the shoes in this are also quite striking. So I decided to also add my own little drama with the shoes through these rosette kitten heels, which I also DIY'd with thrifted rosettes. I love how this outfit is just entirely DIYs. What a great vibe. I also just added some simple jewelry, and I just realized these earrings, I don't think they were thrifted. I think they were a gift from someone. I have other thrifted silver earrings, but I don't feel like going to grab them right now. So just imagine that they're there. Overall, I'm into this. Our reference outfit also has a bag to add in a little more texture. I feel like my outfit has a little more different colors and patterns going on, so I'm gonna go simpler with the bag and just grab this little black leather one. It matches the shoes. It adds something more small and structured to this oversized, flowy, baggy outfit. And with that, I think we did it. This feels pretty Pinterest worthy, I would say. We're definitely recreating the fun, bold Pinterest vibe. And again, everything secondhand and or upcycled using secondhand materials. So I would call this another success. Okay, for the next look, we're keeping the striped pants because I am taking inspiration from these two outfits. For this one, I love the stripes with the pop of red and the cool shape and texture in the top. So I'm just sort of swapping the colors and the patterns by using my striped pants. And then on top, we're gonna do this bold red top that has some interesting texture and shape to it. Then I thought we could also take inspo from this look by taking that base outfit and adding a vest and some chunky jewelry with it. But let's see how this base looks first. All right. Here's our base. I used my brown fisherman sandals for a similar sort of brown caged shoe to our inspo, and I already love this. I think this looks great on its own. Very chill and wearable, but very visually impactful. Now let's add a little more with our other reference photo, specifically a vest. This one's blue because I have so much color going on already. I was thinking a neutral vest would work well, like this brown suede one. Oh yeah, I love this. It works great, and I love how the brown ties in with the brown shoes, brings sort of an earthiness to it. So good. Then we've also got a chunky, colorful necklace situation here, so I'm thinking maybe this one would be cool. There's sort of some gold tones in the pants that it ties in with, and it sort of rounds out this red and green color palette. Wow, gorgeous. We did it! I love this outfit. This feels incredibly me, very aligned with my style, something I'm very excited to wear once it's not like 90 degrees outside. I feel like this will be perfect for late August. September. I made these pants in like early summer, so I really haven't had the chance to wear them much in cooler weather, and I'm so excited about all the styling opportunities. There's definitely a pattern to these more warm weather outfits I've been referencing that maximize interest and impact through like shape and texture with minimal pieces. And I think this next outfit is another example of that. I love the flowy dress shape. I love the chunky knit texture, the slouchy shape of that on top of the lighter dress, the slouchy bag, and then the contrasting brown leather boots. I'm very drawn to the detail in shape and texture here, even though the color palette is so simple. For my outfit, we actually might have to add a bit more color and pattern because I don't have any white dresses like this, or any white dresses at all. But I do have a plaid one in a similar shape to this, and the shape is what I really like. Then on top, I love the slouchy chunky knit, so I'm thinking this cardigan could have a similar effect. Let's try that out as a base. Okay. Here's our base. Dress has a somewhat similar shape, and then the sweater has the slouchy knit. This is definitely thicker and chunkier than our reference, so I'm gonna leave it open to maintain, you know, the flowiness through the outfit a little better. I also added some jewelry with like pearl beads just to add more white textural elements. I've also got my own slouchy white bag. Oh, and also I took my hair down because having it up was annoying me. It was hurting my scalp. Anyway, finally, for shoes. We have two options. We could do these ones, or we could do these ones. And I feel like I already know you all are going to be clamoring for these ones in the comments because they're just a little more exciting, a little more dramatic. But I think these ones are actually better for this more slouchy, relaxed look that I'm going for. So I'm gonna go with these. So sorry to disappoint. All right, here is the finished look. What do we think? I am realizing this is an entirely neutral outfit, and I almost never go entirely neutral, but I quite like it anyway, which is unexpected. Normally I'd be like rejecting the all neutral look. I think I like it because there is still a lot of interest through shape and texture and material. And I also think all neutral outfits tend to feel a little overly polished to me, but this feels quite slouchy and casual. I don't know, I think it's cool. It's not quite giving the same thing as the original, but the reference is clear, the inspiration is clear, and we've ended up with something similar, yet a little different, that I think is also a good outfit. And of course, again, we did it all with entirely secondhand items. Okay, here's our next outfit. You can tell I'm just like inching towards fall with these looks. I'm really slowly and minutely pushing towards cooler weather outfits. What can I say? I'm ready. This one is using a poncho. I have really been missing having opportunities to style my poncho over this hot summer, and I feel like this is a look where I could pull it back out again when it begins to cool off just a little, so that was what inspired me about it. I just have a cream poncho, but I'm gonna layer that over a long black dress that I have, and then I can bring in the green by using this bag again. Oh my gosh, I have missed this poncho so much. I love it. I feel like an Olsen twin. Now, for the rest of the outfit, we brought in the green through the bag, but the reference outfit has a metallic bag, but we can bring in the metallic through these shoes. I love that. And then the reference outfit also seems to have, peeking out, actually a bit of pattern on the shoes. So I'm gonna add a bit of maybe bolder, more colorful pattern through this scarf that I'm just gonna tie onto the bag. Okay. I love this. Oh, I can't wait to wear this poncho again once it gets cool enough. And it really doesn't have to be that cold. This is like actually a great transitional piece. Side note, this bag is both a shoulder bag or a crossbody bag, whichever you prefer. And I think crossbody works better with a poncho. Shoulder bag, not really an option, but I think this works pretty well. It impedes the shape like a little bit, but not really, not too much. The same way it would just impede the shape of like a flowy dress or something. It kind of adds a little more structure. I actually think it works quite well. Overall, this feels super successful, and again, 100% thrifted. Finally, we are finishing off with really more of a full-on fall outfit. This has actually been saved in my Pinterest inspo, I think literally for years. And I just recently upcycled this top from a nightgown I got at a clothing swap, and I thought this could be the perfect inspo to style it in a way I never would have thought of. This shirt isn't even yellow, but it's just the effect of like a pale warm pastel with all these contrasty, more dark, earthy colors that feels so cool and totally unique to me, and also totally outside of my usual color palette I would think of. So we're gonna do this yellow blouse. I also have some darker paisley pants, so let's start with that. All right. We're getting somewhere. I already think this is an interesting combination that's working for me. Now, for shoes, my first thought was my chunky black loafers, but those were not secondhand, so we can't use them. However, I think these brown chunky Mary Jane clogs can work to a somewhat similar effect. I don't know if these socks look weird with this, but I'm not gonna change them. Okay, now on top for a darker jacket, I was thinking I have this sort of marled dark gray, like fleecy cardigan thing that I think could work here. Yes, great. I think this works. Wow, I love that all these pieces feel sort of subdued, yet also sort of strange. They all have interesting textures or patterns or other details that still makes this quite an interesting outfit. Now, our reference outfit has a black bag, but because my shoes are brown, I was thinking this brown bag could be good to tie them in with the other like black and gray tones in the look, make it all cohesive. I think that's good. I think that's working. I am gonna forego the beret because I don't want this to turn into a full-on winter outfit, and also my black beret is in storage right now for the summer. However, I will add a different black accessory to the head by way of sunglasses. We can also put those up here. And with that, I think our outfit is done, and I love this. Like I said, there's so many unique details, but it still feels quite subdued overall. It has subtlety, but also interest. It just, yeah, really speaking to me. I'm really excited to wear this for fall. Mostly what I learned throughout this video is that I am really ready and excited for fall fashion. And also, I think that I can recreate Pinterest outfits quite successfully using entirely secondhand pieces. All right, y'all, thanks for watching and hanging out. I hope you enjoyed and got some thrifty fashion inspo of your own from this video. Don't forget to check out my ThredUp faves through the link below and use code BEAT50 for 50% off your first purchase. I'd love to hear your favorite looks in the comments. And I heard if you do leave a comment, watch another video, and subscribe, that crispy fall weather that we're all waiting for will come a little bit faster this year.